You ever wonder about everything that's going on? About how we were created and everything else? We were taught about God, correct? But if God is the creator of all things, right? And we're enslaved on this earth. You think about everything that's going on. You have to ask yourself this question. Question everything. Have you ever met God? Has God ever come down here on this earth and actually speak to you and explain everything to you of the reason why you have to suffer? The reason why you're living in this fleshly body that dies and decays and gets old and everything else. Why do you have blood, veins, and meat inside your own body? Why death exists? Why are we entrapped in this? You see, we all have to question these things. Sorry, I'm getting interrupted, but you have to question these things. He is all powerful, right? He created everything, right? But you never met him. You were introduced to this Bible, but never met God. You have to understand that that's like saying you're being born from a parent that you never met. You met your parents. You met your mother and your father, right? If we're all on this earth, why haven't we met God yet? Why do we have to wait for a certain time to see him? Doesn't make any sense. He should be able to come down anytime, right? Have you ever seen him yet? Of course you haven't. Not in anyone's lifetime has never seen him. The only reason you know about this God is because of the Bible that was introduced to you by the same people that enslaved black people. But it's the truth. Why do you think religion is used to make money? Why do you think going to church, they ask you for money? Why do you think they sell their books selling Bibles? It's money. You have to ask yourself these questions. Why isn't God doing anything? Why is everything on this earth getting worse? Why are things not getting better? Why are you enslaved? Why are you working? Why do you have to work in order to live the life that you want to live? Why are you living a life that you don't want to live? You see, why isn't God answering anybody's prayers? Ask yourself these questions. You have to ask, why are your prayers not being answered? It's a good question, right? Why everything that we pray for, oh God, please don't let my mother die. Please don't take my house away. Please don't do this. Please don't do that. But it happens anyway, right? The only way something won't happen is if you do something about it. You pray for a house. Years later, you got it because you save up money to get it. You got a job. You save that money to get the house you always wanted. Or to get that car you always wanted. Did God give it to you? Of course not. God didn't give you anything. You have to ask yourselves and question things. It says not to question God. Why? You see, the Bible is not completely true. It is not. It's not, to be honest, it's not true. If it's not 100% true, it's not true. It's not. It's truth and lies mixed together to create mostly truth so you can believe it. But it's not true. You see. And just think about it. Have you ever seen a planet? Have you ever seen a planet when you look in the sky? Now, when you look in the sky, does it look like you can see beyond? Or does it look like you can only see what you're seeing? Why do you see the same stars every night? Every night, the same stars. If we're moving in space, why do you see the same stars? You see, all these you have to question. Makes you wonder where we live at, right? Makes you wonder what this earth actually is, right? We are purposely enslaved on this earth. Purposely. We are force controlled on this earth. Forcefully put on this earth. Into this fleshly body. We have a spirit. We have a spirit. But it's enslaved in this body. Why? If God created everything, why are we in this body? Why are we not free? Why are we stuck on this earth being slaves? Why are we literally forced here? Why do we have to suffer? There's no excuses for this God to do these things to us. There is no excuse for it. This is why you all need to wake up to the truth. This is why you all are asleep. You know, I'm asleep too because if I was awake, I wouldn't be here. You see, that's the point of being awake. Being awake is not being on this earth. I'm going to just say this. I'm awakening. Okay? Being awake is not being here on this earth at all, period. This is an enslavement. You see, we're not free. This material things that you see here, video games, TVs, all these things, it's just a distraction. This roof over your head is just a distraction so you won't question anything or say nothing. You just go to work, and as long as you got a roof over your head, you don't care about nothing that's going on. You don't care. And that's exactly what they want you to do. That's exactly how they want you to think. You see, this is why you ain't gonna never be free. Because you're not questioning nothing. You're not thinking outside the box. You're only stuck in this room. Which is a box. You're only stuck in a box. Which is this house. But when you expand, when you go outside your mind, you start to ask questions. You start to become free. By asking things, looking at things differently, and all these things. You're awakening. You're awakening to the truth. You see, the air you breathe is not oxygen, it's life. I kept saying that. Hold your breath. What happens when you hold your breath? Just giving y'all an example. Even though y'all knew that. But y'all don't know that the air you breathe is life. Hold your breath. And you will see what I'm talking about. Air is life that you're breathing. But you were told that it's oxygen. It's not oxygen, it's life. It is life. Where is this life coming from? Where is it coming from? Where is this air that we can't see coming from? You see, y'all don't understand what's on the outside of this dome. See, when you're stuck in only the earth, when you only think about the earth, when you only think about earthly things, and you don't expand yourself, you're only going to think about earthly things, which is material things, having fun, sex, drugs, alcohol, all these things. That's on the earth. That's in earth. But when you expand your mind and just wonder and think things and question things, that's different. You see, you're expanding yourself. You want to know more than just this earth alone. You want to know more than this. Because you feel something right, you know there's more out there. You can't even see beyond the sky. Why? You only see darkness. And you only see blue skies. Why? Why you can't see beyond that blue? Why you can't see beyond the darkness? Maybe it's because we're covered in something, right? Maybe it's because we are in a room. We are in a dome. Maybe it's because we're covered up. And you can only see the same thing. That's like seeing the same light bulb every day, right? You see the same light that's on the ceiling, right? You see the same stars that's in the sky. Just think about what I'm saying. You see the same sun and moon. For some reason, you can see the sun and the moon. The sun is 90 or 90 million miles away. The moon is I forgot, but still no, they're far. Think about this. Jupiter is the biggest planet in the solar system, right? The sun is the first biggest object in the solar system, right? They're both from the Earth. They are the third planet away from the Earth. Each one of them, the sun and Jupiter. Jupiter is the third away from the Earth. The sun is the third away from the Earth. So just think about that. Why you can't see Jupiter? You can see the sun, but you can't see Jupiter. Think about these things. You need to question why you can't see Jupiter. If Jupiter is the biggest planet out there, why you can't see it? Why is it just a speck of a star? Why is it a star? Why is all these planets a star? But for some odd reason, the sun and the moon, you can see clearly. Sometimes the moon gets super huge. Interesting, isn't it? But Jupiter, you can't see that, nah. It's big as hell, but you cannot see it. It's the biggest planet in the solar system. Just think about this. If the sun is the third from the Earth and Jupiter is the third from the Earth, why you can't see Jupiter if it's almost close to the same size as the sun? It's still huge, so you should be able to see it. No excuses, right? It's the third from the Earth. The sun is the third from the Earth, so why you can't see the sun? Well, you can see the sun, but why you can't see Jupiter? Including the second planet that's from the Earth. Why you can't see, what's it called? Why you can't see Mars? Even though they say it's small, but still no, why you can't see these planets for what they actually are and what they show you through their so-called telescopes and everything? Why you can't see it? You see, you have to question these things. You never saw a comet or an asteroid neither. Where are these rocks coming from? Have you ever seen one? Of course you haven't. You only seen fireballs as in the sky. That's all you ever seen was fireballs in the sky. How do you not know they're not rockets coming from the sky, pretending to be asteroids and comets? Just to distract you into thinking that we live in space. Just think about these things. Do you want to know why they're lying to you? Let me show you an example. Even though you may not understand, but I'm going to tell you. Imagine this room being Earth. This whole entire room is Earth. Everybody going to work. Everybody going to school. Everybody doing what they want to do. Blah, blah, blah. Living in life. Thinking this is the real thing, right? But the truth is being hidden from you. There's a reason why they only want you to focus on these things. But when somebody wakes up and they see these things, they know something's on the outside of this dome, right? They know we live in a dome. They know we enclosed in a dome. There's nothing else but this, right? This is Earth. Think about it. This is Earth. This is the dome right here. That's the dome in the sky. The dome around the edges. And this floor is Earth, where everybody goes to work. You see cities and islands, and Russia is over here, and China is over here, and United States is over here. And in the middle is where Antarctica is. Just think about what I'm saying. But on the outside of this dome, they don't want you guys to know. Once you open that door, you're in heaven. You step outside of Earth, that's Earth. This is heaven. Heaven it never ends. You see buildings that's bigger than you can ever imagine. And above that crystal city heaven that you see, above that is another heaven, which is the third heaven. In the sky above the heaven does. Now look, I'm going to explain, okay? My room was an example of Earth. When you step outside the dome, which is the sky here, when you step outside the dome, which is the sky there, you're in the crystal city, which is part of heaven, right? Above that crystal city is actually heaven itself. It floats above the crystal city. We are enclosed in a dome inside of heaven. which means we are enclosed in a dome within the crystal city. If they take off this dome, you will see nothing but buildings. Glass like buildings. You will see grass that's alive. You will see a lot of things. The air will be clear. Blue skies. There's a reason why you see blue sky in the first place. It's not coming from Earth. That's coming from the outside of the dome. It's a reflection from what's on the outside of the dome. That's why you see blue skies. That blue sky that's which is covered up now with clouds, man-made stuff. There's a reason why they're doing it, because they're hiding the truth from you. You see, there's a reason why they're spraying chemtrails. It's not because, well, it's because of the chemicalizing us too, but they want to hide what's on the outside of the dome. They don't want y'all to see certain things, so they got to spray the sky. I'm very intelligent. Comes from within. And I'm also getting help from this guy as well. You see, we're working on something. We're not really working on anything. We're just talking about these things, and I'm giving you guys the information. But I've been telling you guys this for the longest. Wake up. It's the truth. You see, when you're stuck in this system, you only think about earthly things. But once you look beyond that, you question things, and you want to know what's actually going on. You want to be free, right? The only way to be free is to get to outside of the dome. Why isn't God doing anything? Maybe it's because God is not in heaven. Maybe it's because God is on this earth as well. But that's a long story that I will tell you guys later on. You may be confused why I said that, but I understand it. It's a reason why nothing is being done. Because this earth is being taken over by an evil presence, which they call Satan or whatever. But I'll get into that later on. I have a lot of knowledge. I know what I'm talking about. It's the truth. You don't believe me? Look in the sky and just observe the sky. Just observe it. You can't tell that the sky looks like a projection. It's just very high technology. That's all the sky is. It's just very high technology. It looks like space and everything else that you can ever imagine. I love you all.